My name is Pauline Cowens and I'm delighted to be part of this project because I came to New Zealand in 1964 and it's been wonderful to reflect on my journey. My hoi starts with my parents and their marriage just after World War II, and they're only having met because of the war and the different places that they came from in a country where you would say they were both English but very different. So they look for a place to be together and set a future. And in the middle of my hoi, I have a little love story of a New Zealander who was studying at Edinburgh University, and my mother's younger sister who met him. And not only met him, followed him out back to New Zealand to marry him about a year later, and caused my grandparents great consternation. So they then travelled 3 times around the world to bring all of the family out here. And so 1964, a little girl that I was going to Rotorua Girls High School in the back of the bus with all the lovely girls from Whakarewa was having a really different cultural experience based on those two kind of links. My parents' desire to bring me somewhere different and just be together in a different place, and then my aunt's love for a New Zealander. I came here in 1964. I'm a bit French, a bit Danish, a bit Scottish, some English, and I married my own New Zealander. Now his family have been out here since the late 1800s. The Murdochs, the Cowens, the Thompsons, the Wilsons, all South Islanders. But when we married and went on our OE and went back to the place that I come from in Northumberland, which was called Alnwick, there are Cowens, which is his surname, and Craig's, my maiden name, buried in the same churchyard in this little town. And when we went back through the family tree, we basically are the boy and girl next door, and 100 years of separation. When I did my hoi, a lot of jigsaw pieces, because there are so many things that you can't capture. The jigsaw of your past takes a lot of putting together. And then just the theme of it's people meeting people and making plans together that create journeys and opportunities. And right at the bottom of my hoi is I guess, the potential that gives for us to have this wonderful sharing of this place with the people who have been here longer and the people who have yet to come. Everyone can have a beautiful voice, but they're not a choir on their own. People can play a musical instrument beautifully, but they're not an orchestra on their own. When you put an orchestra together, the person who is the conductor has to hear all the voices, has to have a really good score to work from, and the triangle is as important as the first violin. So my picture, my hope and dream for Tauranga is that we have that leadership that can listen, hear all of the different notes and instruments, and has the vision to see how we all fit together. And that as you do in an orchestra or a choir, we all listen to each other too and hear ourselves, but more importantly, hear others, and recognize that if it's different things that we hear, that's perfect, because that makes a much more beautiful whole.